Hey guys, Javier here with the real Javier Novoa. I just wanted to give you a really quick Sunday message because it's something that the channel is now doing as a tradition. But I have not had much time to do anything this weekend because I've been on a personal retreat. Most of our normally scheduled programs have been canceled. But I just wanted to give you a little message here. The best message that I can give you, just completely unprepared, just reflecting upon the week and what we've got coming forward here in the next week, is non resistance. Non resistance to what is, guys. Surrender to what is. You know, Eckhart Tolle wrote a great book called The Power of Now, and it was all about unresistance to what is. It was all about surrender to what is. And he said something to the effect of, I don't have it in front of me, the greatest aspect that a human being can demonstrate is surrender and non-resistance to what is. If you think about it, guys, that's the only way you can be when you're living in the only moment which is. The only moment which is the present moment. Surrendering to what is, in fact, gives you the greatest power. Neville Goddard called it the law of least effort. What is the thing that you can do that is least effort? What Abraham Hicks called the path of least resistance. Well, see whatever it is. See whatever's happening in your current reality and don't resist it, guys. Surrender to it. Because you see, when you resist it, you're just creating more of it. We know from law of attraction, whatever you focus on grows, and the universe does not hear the word no. All the universe hears is the topic that you're on. So if you resist that topic, you're giving more power to it and allowing it to come to you. When you surrender to that, and I might give you some hints and tools here about actually how to do this, how to surrender. Because a lot of teachers talk about surrender, but then a lot of them don't tell you exactly how to surrender or what the steps are. There's a great book by a great author named Michael Singer, and he was a man who basically learned yoga and meditation as a young man in his 20s, and then basically went to the woods and actually built a cabin out there because he wanted to just meditate. He thought that's what his path was. And in fact, he built a temple called the Temple of the Universe, which was like a church where he could propagate his teachings about meditation, about yoga, and so on and so forth. He still has that today. But this path, he basically had a sort of challenge to himself, or a commitment that he got from his learnings, that he got from his meditations. He was told within to just surrender. Anything that happened, just surrender to it and go with it. And you'll see that this is the path of least resistance that Abraham Hicks talks about. When he did that, guys, he ended up becoming the CEO of $1 billion corporation. He had great success, and he was carried to all these places just through surrender. So there are a lot of testimonials about this, and again, the greats have all talked about this. So anything that happens to you today, guys, anything that happens to you this week, don't resist it. Surrender to it. And how do we surrender to it? The best way is this, guys. There are many techniques, but the best technique is what Abraham Hicks gave us. She calls it the calibration technique. So let's say you have a situation in your life that you don't like, right? Like, let's just say you're at a job that you don't like. That's true for all of us. And this channel is about living free, and we're going to give you the tools to do that. But remember, here's a rule of thumb. Always be moving towards something, never be moving away from something. Another great statement, Mother Teresa said this. She said, I'm not against war, I'm for peace. Don't be against whatever you're in, be for whatever you want. So when something is strong in your vibration, let's say it's a job, the best advice and technique is just get present and then ignore that thing, right? And focus on other things. focus on the other film roll that as we would say it on this channel. But you can't always do that, guys, because things are in your face. You've got to go to work or you won't be able to pay your bills, guys. You won't be able to feed your kids, at least on this film roll. This channel's working on getting you to another film roll where that's not the case. But for right now, for today, you want your transitions to be comfortable and you want them to be seamless. You don't, because there is something that my friend Friedman, Mr. Friedman calls the sharp curve, which is you make a change in your life and you go sharp. It's like jumping off a cliff. It's what some people call quantum growth in a second. It's not easy on the system, guys. And while you can do it, while I have done it, sometimes for some of my coaching clients, depending on what level they are, on some things in their lives, on those very important, those 20% of things that get 80% of the result, we recommend them to do a sharp turn. I don't always recommend it for myself or for anybody because it's very tough on the system. It's a lot easier to smooth out the film roll. So what Abraham Hicks recommends is, say you don't have that job you don't like. You journal about it. You say, well, I hate this job. It's all right here in the open. I confess I hate it. Now, is there any aspect of this job that sucks less? Well, I like going to lunch and I like getting a paycheck. So write about that, guys. Write about the fact that thankfully, even though this job really sucks right now, I do have a lunch break in which I don't have to focus on it, and I do have a paycheck, and that paycheck, as meager as it is, it allows me to live the lifestyle that I am, and keep going with that. You basically throw out a scenario, and then you try to smooth it out. And what you'll realize is, as you smooth that out, that's surrender. Because you're accepting what is, but you're ameliorating a little bit, using logic, using your tools that God gave you, and then you're smoothing out that film roll. Then you can get on that film roll very much more quickly. But try this also, guys. Something happens, let's say your wife says, we've got to go this place. You don't want to go. Instead of thinking about that, simply be in the present moment, surrender to whatever's going on, and be open to the opportunities. And I promise you, opportunities are going to come out of these things that you think you don't like. So that's my very quick message for the week, guys. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Do your own surrender experiment. And then once you've surrendered and you don't have all of this mental chatter about how much this sucks, you're just surrendered to it, you're in alpha, then those ideas will start coming, and then you can start focusing on where you really want to be, start developing and using your imagination. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel if you find this information of value. Like the videos, share the videos, and I will see you guys very soon next week. Have a wonderful and restful rest of the weekend, and go out there and smash it this week.